Well, good evening, folks. Here we are back again with Activate Worcester, and you're all out there saying, "Where's Mata?" So
stuck in a snowbank.
We've got a little different show tonight. In fact, quite different. But still, we want to concentrate on Activate Worcester and what we can do to keep a focus on the local area. But Ron and I kind of switched positions tonight, so he can introduce our guest. And since Ron's our resident foodie, that's the theme tonight.
How can you tell?
So take it away, Ron.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Sandy. Good evening. Our guest tonight is Sean McCabe. Sean's a young man that I've known since he was about 6 years old, and that's about 6 years ago, I guess. Mm-hmm. I actually have a daughter who's exactly the same age to the day as Sean. And Sean is from the Westboro area. Went to Westboro High. He was a star halfback on the team. Played at Curry College. And probably his greatest hit is the fact that he's a new father. Vivian was born about 2 weeks ago, 6 pounds, 12 ounces, and everybody's doing well. And this man is just beaming, and I don't blame him. It's a beautiful feeling to have. From a professional perspective, Sean pretty much grew up in the restaurant business. As I alluded to, Sean is from Westboro, and his dad, Tom McCabe, owned the old Red Barn that I'm sure many of you frequented or know about. It was an absolute landmark there. And then, as I remember, in the early 70s, Tom transfigured the whole thing and made it into Tomfooleries, which became an absolute massive success for years and years and years. Sean was part of that. While he was going to college, he was bussing tables, doing all the stuff you have to do as you learn the business. And then from there, waited on tables, got into the kitchen, learned how to cook, and did his thing. And he's basically been in the food business all his life. And fairly recently, Sean was with the 111 Chop House that's long been a standard of great restaurants here in Worcester. And Sean is now involved with a fairly new restaurant. It's open, about 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is now?
A year and 3 months.
I forgot that year.
Shows your...
At my age, it happens all the time. The name of the restaurant that Sean's involved with is Ritual. And Ritual is literally down the street from our studios, right on Main Street. And it's one of the most unique dining experiences you'll ever have. And I've eaten, as they say, all over the world. And his place ranks right up there with any of them. It's absolutely wonderful. And it's great to have him here. And frankly, he'll be discussing food in the second part of the show. But the primary reason we wanted to have Sean here, those who have watched the show have noticed that we've had from time to time people alluding to issues that small businesses have getting started in this city or maintaining a small business. We've had people like Brad Wyatt, if you remember that particular show, and he's more in the real estate side of it. Sean is involved with a retail restaurant, which again has some different issues to it. But one of the things we want to do with Activate Worcester is get people involved. And getting people involved in downtown Worcester is a real challenge, as I think you know. Later on this week, they're going to be opening for about a 3-month period right behind City Hall, a tremendous new skating rink that's 50% larger than the Rockefeller Center, and the great big Christmas tree will be there and so forth. And it'll be well lit, and there'll be all sorts of activities there for the kids. Basically, what they're trying to do is make it a family destination. And part of that, is to have a really wonderful restaurant that you can go to. And this is where Ritual comes in. Sean, great having you.
Thank you.
Tell us some of the challenges that a restaurant that's been in business now a year and 3 months experiences to try to get people to come downtown to Worcester for not your basic pizza joint, for a really high-quality dining experience.
Well, I think that there's just a misconception that it's a dangerous area. It's an area that has a little parking. It's downtown Worcester. There's not a whole lot happening down there, down South Main.
Yeah.
Yeah, South Main. We're at 281 South Main Street. And we have parking right next door. We're right next to the courthouse. It took a lot to get those people to come over and see us. Everybody that's working downtown is in a real hurry, especially during the day. So right now we have a buffet. So it's $10. We have seafood, steaks, chicken, this, that, everything else on it, so people can actually fire in during that short time during lunch and make it back to the office to, get the bulk of their work done. It's just getting people to come down and check it out once. People are used to their cafeterias inside their buildings or the little sandwich shops on the corner. We have all that. We have great service. We have excellent food. The atmosphere is just undeniably beautiful inside. It's like going to a big city town, a big city and restaurant, rather, excuse me. And it's been a little difficult trying to get these people out of the buildings, but we're starting to see a lot of the attorneys. We've had judges that have visited us, a lot of people from Unum and the Reliant Medical Group and Bristol Studios downtown where I take my voice lessons. And it's been a little difficult to get people down that way, but now that there's no longer Irish Times, which was a big draw for a lot of people.
But that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, that's right.
The Ritual.
That's
whole
right.
Ball game.
It's a beautiful place, and it's a very dynamic crowd that goes in there. From the pharmaceutical students and the optometry kids, like I said, to the professional people that come in there. We just need to get out there. People need to know we're there and be confident that they can experience something.
Other than word of mouth, and that's very, very important in your business, but what other kinds of things are you doing to get the word out about Ritual?
Oh, we're all over the place. We were involved in the Harvey Ball this past fall down behind City Hall. That was a wonderful thing. We did the business out to lunch every Friday during the summer, where we set up down there where the live music was going on.
That was right in City Hall Plaza.
Yep, behind City Hall from 11 to 2 every Friday during the summer. That was a great time. We met a lot of nice people and a lot of professional people that wouldn't have known about us. The people from the Harvard Pilgrim Group and up in that area, and people from City Hall. They're great. And also, we're involved with Sherry's House, which is a home that people that have children that are being treated for cancer in this area get to stay with their families. We have a Toys for Tots going on right now with that, and if you bring a toy into the restaurant, we redeem you with a gift certificate, and those donations go to her. We're involved with the Woo Card. We big fans of the Hanover Theater people. We're right down the street from them. And we're doing something for the Jim Brickman Show, December 5th, in the lobby of the Hanover Theater. It's in walking distance. We see a lot of the performers.
And just to kind of put his proximity in a context you can relate to, if you know the old Palladium, the Palladium Theater, which is still here and doing big business, that's basically 3 doors down from where you are.
It's right next door to the Palladium.
Yeah.
There's a parking lot right there. We have valet on the weekends. There's free parking in that lot, but if the weather's bad, on the weekends and stuff, we have the valet out there.
There's plenty of street parking right up and down Main Street. Also,
there is, and after 6, they don't charge.
They don't charge. Shh, not so loud. It's all true. It's all true. By and large, tell us a little bit about Ritual as a restaurant. What makes it unique? What's the position for it?
It's pretty unique in that it's got a very, very comfortable but yet edgy atmosphere. The bar is oversized. It's the highlight of the restaurant.
Focal point of it.
There's 40 seats at the bar. There's TVs at every angle. Then there's another 60 seats out in the dining room.
And if you decide to eat at the bar, you can order anything that's on that menu
Oh,
from the
yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah, full
So
blown
it's not,
menu.
okay.
No, and we have the most friendly and nice bar staff and wait staff in the city. You know, they're just beautiful people. Some of them I've worked with in the past at other places. They're just beautiful, and it's like a little family there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my wife and I work in the kitchen, so we're very approachable, and we love talking to people. The kitchen's open, so you know, we've met a lot of people, and we talk to a lot of people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some celebrity sightings. Jose Canseco did his press conference before we booted him off the Tornadoes. We see the Worcester Sharks. They come down after their home games.
Mm-hmm.
We had some American Idol kids that were touring from the DCU Center.
Mm-hmm.
They stop in when they were on tour. That was exciting, seeing some... and we've cooked for some rock and roll people like Creed and Alter Bridge and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's celebrity sightings in there as well.
It's basically raw meat, though, huh?
Yeah, that's right, baby. You know, so I mean, but the average person could walk in there very casually dressed and feel very comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd feel comfortable wearing a nice $4,000 suit as you wore.
As I generally wear.
Yes,
That's
when you last
quite true.
visited.
Yes, that's true.
You know,
That's true.
so it's like Pangea. You know what I mean?
You know, one of the other things that I happen to like about the restaurant, this is a personal hang-up that I have. There are certain restaurants in the city that are, you know, quite good, 111 being the primary example of that as good as the quality of the food in that restaurant happens to be, it's very, very loud.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm going to a quality restaurant, let's say with my wife, I enjoy being able to have a conversation. Not that I have to raise my voice to that level to be heard. And that's something that you can certainly do at your restaurant, which is just wonderful. It's kind of a nice blend of a lot of different things. You can be semi-casual, you can be semi-formal, and literally anything in between. Tell us a little bit about the food.
Well, it's we've tried to really encompass, you know, all the varieties of multicultural people that are here in Worcester.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have some Mediterranean and Italian and some Greek food. I have the best steaks in Worcester County by far. I'll buy your steak if you don't think so. So that's a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Come down and try my steaks. We have plenty of fresh seafood. I get overnight seafood shipped in from Hawaii. You know, we do some Asian stuff. You know, I have a sushi background from my days down at 10 in Providence and Topanga on Shrewsbury Street.
Mm-hmm.
I like that slow cooking method and the home style cooking of the braised meats like short ribs and brisket and those kind of things too. We have grilled pizzas and some fresh salads, and we have one of our popular appetizers is the chocolate covered bacon that people seem to love. It's a nitrate free thick cut bacon from North Country Smokehouse up in New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
They do an awesome job. They have free range hogs that feast on little herbs and stuff. It's just incredibly good stuff. We dip it in a Jean Dujin Belgian chocolate and crust it with toasted almonds and port wine demi-glace, and it's just, I mean, some of those kind of things people really enjoy. You know what I mean? Something different. You know.
I can tell you this, that when I saw that on the menu for the first time, I tried it as a novelty. You know, what are you kidding? Chocolate-covered bacon? And it was absolutely unreal. The thing, my personal favorite, and I've had the steaks and they're wonderful, but my personal favorite, without a doubt, is the rack of lamb.
Oh yeah.
And I've gone back for that 2 or 3 times, and it's impossible, but it gets better each time I have it. It's that good.
Thank you. We use Colorado lamb, and not many restaurants use that. Most places will use like New Zealand or Australia. We use the domestic stuff that costs a lot of money. It's just the difference in quality is night and day. The product is just mind-blowingly good. And we got a Gold Plate Award actually for that dish in 2008 for Billy Costa's TV Diner.
Mm-hmm.
which was really nice.
Deservedly so.
There was some lipstick on his martini glass from a previous patron, so we didn't get the platinum award. But we have duck on the. I brought you duck breast tonight.
Yeah.
I won an Iron Chef competition here locally with that. It's actually chocolate crusted with the cocoa nibs and served with a little lava cake and a port wine demi-glace. It's dynamite. Mm-hmm. There's something on there for everybody. We have pizzas that cost $10. We have pizzas that cost $25. You know what I mean? We have a crusty crab pizza that has lobster, shrimp, and crab meat on it. That seems to be, up in the 20s. But then we have the traditional barbecue pizza, the barbecue chicken or buffalo chicken pizza or margarita pizzas, around $10. We have $15 steaks and we have $30 steaks. Mm-hmm. The $15 steaks are dynamite, though. You know what I mean? As well as, there's just different cuts. It's the cuts we've, University of Nebraska did a study a few years back to try to utilize most of the meats and muscles. So making some of those things that people don't quite understand.
I would say this, that we happen to have one of the menus for Ritual, which I don't know if we can get a shot of it. Probably not. Any chance? But the point is, if you go through the menu itself, that's the dilemma that I have. There are so many things that are so good, and how do you really, isolate it? But what you're getting here is top quality product in a very comfortable environment at a very, very reasonable price. That's what it's all about.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. You say that you brought some food?
I did.
Can we
just something for us to mess around with here tonight?
Let's mess. Let's do
This is an interactive appetizer that we have at the restaurant. It's called the Ishiaki, or the hot rock.
Go over here and help.
Sure.
Yeah, come on over, guys. So this is a lot of fun. People really enjoy this. This is Japanese Kobe beef, not the American stuff, the stuff that comes right from Japan. Mm-hmm. I actually have a lineage chart that shows me all its relatives and where it's come from. Mm-hmm. And we have a couple different dipping sauces, a ponzu and a apricot dipping sauce. We have a smoked salt, a fleur de sel, which is from the French Riviera, and cracked pepper. And what we do is put that rock right on there. Mm-hmm. We season the meat. And the customers actually are doing this. You know what I mean? So they have a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun with this.
Now, I noticed that you have chopsticks
as
well as
I brought
traditional
some
utensils.
Just in case I wasn't sure how Sandy does with the chopsticks.
He tries to eat them. That's the thing. He thinks they're breadsticks.
So basically, you sear these slightly on both sides. Mm. You can actually eat this raw.
Doctor?
Oh, yeah.
So we do a bunch of catering and stuff, and we're offering a 20% discount for people that book holiday parties during the month of December.
Wow. It's pretty significant.
So light sear on both sides, and it kind of smokes the house out a little bit, so people think like, wow, that's a lot of fun.
This is kind of neat to actually see this cooking right before your eyes. This is great.
So I'll just put a couple sauces.
The best thing about this is that Chris Pinto is just salivating.
Right?
Watching this.
We'll have to save him a little piece.
You're number one with me too, Chris.
Yep, so come down and try the Ishiaki, dude. I want,
Doctor?
Okay.
Gents.
No, doctor.
Go for it.
Yeah, Chris, we're going to put one on for you, too.
Burn it for him, though, that's all.
So the owners are Russ and Melissa Watson, beautiful people. Russ is a former Worcester State alumni, played for the football team. He's trying to do his part in making sure that
You're not going to like that.
Worcester's doing their thing.
Oh, man.
As well. Isn't that good?
Oh, man.
It's kind of fun, right? Too.
Do you think?
Yeah.
This is phenomenal. Wow.
Yeah? You guys are ready for another piece? What do you think?
Bring it on, dude.
Bring it on, right on. So come down and play around with the ishiyaki with us.
This is such a neat idea, though.
Fun,
Really and truly is.
you know? Fun to do. People are... They really... Oh, he's coming.
Someone say dinner. I'm sorry, I didn't bring my Argyle sweater.
No, it's okay.
Come around this side.
They can't see me anyways.
Sure they can.
Oh, I was blocking it. I'm sorry.
Chris, you're next.
No, that's okay. I just came out.
What do you think? It smells good, huh?
Oh, you got to try. You got
It
to try
smells
this.
delicious.
Kind of like my...
It smells delicious. I do know how to use chopsticks.
You do?
I know.
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
See, we have a lot of culture going on here in Worcester.
We sure do. My children were eating sushi at the age of 8 and 10.
Sorry, that smoke got
Watch it now.
you.
You're going to catch yourself on fire.
No way.
Putting your arm right through that
Been there,
flame.
done that.
I'm on fire.
It's fire retardant. Go for it. If you want to cut it up with this first, it might be easier for you.
So, as I mentioned before, we have a lunch buffet, $10, all you can eat. I brought you guys some 10% off things that you can give out to your people that come in, your guests that you have on your show
That's a great idea. Thank
or
you.
whatever.
Oh, that'd be great.
Thank
You know, we do catering and stuff. This is the book we use to cater.
Oh, that's good.
That's a picture of me, the flames. But what we do is we have,
On fire.
yeah, my wife Eliana.
Can you get that, Tim? Over that way.
That's a great
Tim?
picture.
Thank you. And basically what we do is we sit down.
That's the first sous chef in the world
Yep.
that actually is bossing the head chef
She
around,
is.
right?
You're not not lying. So we sit down with customers, we show them, what we do, and
Yep.
The
we kinda go-
presentation of all the different
the
dishes.
presentation.
Sure.
We've
Beautiful.
done some team building with different corporations, sushi classes at people's homes. So it's been quite a journey.
I think we should have
Oh, we're okay.
done a restaurant review show.
Maybe we can.
Since we
Instead of a
started this
political
way,
show.
absolutely.
We might have to switch gears with Activate Worcester.
What happened to the piece of
Activate
meat?
my
What
stomach.
happened to the meat that was there?
I don't know.
He
must have
ate it.
Disappeared. Listen, guys, I'm going back in the booth. Thank
Take
you
a
for
piece
this.
with you.
Thank you for
Would you do me a favor?
There's one for
bring
the
a
road.
piece to your dear wife.
You betcha.
Okay. Can we give one to Frank too?
Split it. They both
Yeah,
get
right
split.
there.
Here's,
Okay,
there's
let's-
another piece. Sure, go for it.
And there's one right here too.
No, you can let
No,
those
that's-
guys.
Those guys
down.
fight
There's,
over it.
there's a limit to how large yes here, boy. Let me tell you.
Here, get that.
That's. I just look at this.
I'll split it with you.
You got it.
So I'll have to come back another time and
Yeah.
do some other cooking for you folks. I'd love to.
Well, obviously, we'd love to have you, not just from the perspective of the food. We want to hear how things are growing. You have some pretty novel promotional ideas. The ritual random bucks. How does that work?
Yeah. Well, it's we hide ritual cash underneath your table during the month of December. So it's random throughout the restaurant, but not that random. Believe me, everybody's going to be walking out with something. But yeah, we hide the money underneath your table. So make sure if you see this here today that you mention that you saw this, and I'll double whatever you got. I will. But it's just it's fun. It's the hospitality industry. And,
Why don't we sit down?
Yeah.
we really love it.
One of the things that obviously shines through when you deal with Sean is the love and the passion that he has and the pride that he's got in the food and the service. That's something that I would like to allude to as well. Very often you go to a restaurant and you get somebody that trots up to you and says, "Hi, I'm Bambi. I'm your server for the night. Can I get you a drink?" You don't get that at his place. Other restaurants will have somebody that's just so damn snooty. It's like they're doing you a major favor by booking your order, okay? And they really don't know the product. His people across the board know everything there is to know about every product, every item that's on that menu. They're comfortable with it. They can give you some very, very good guidance, and they're professional. And that's an important thing, because even if the food is really good and the ambiance is good, if you have a server that's less than up to snuff, it tends to queer the whole deal as far as I'm concerned. And if you go to Ritual, mark my words, you'll have great food, great service, and a great environment. And I do not own a piece of this restaurant. I wish I did, because it's that good. It's a unique place in downtown Worcester. And the way years ago Green Street did this resurgence, and certain other areas down around Water Street, same thing. Downtown Worcester is, in fact, coming back, and coming back big time. As I said earlier in the show, there's the new skating rink that's opening up very, very shortly. That's going to bring people into town. You have one great event after another at Mechanics Hall. Same thing with the Hanover. You'll have Christmas Carol there very, very shortly. And my suggestion to you is, if you're coming into the city, don't eat anywhere other than at Ritual. Believe me, you'll be thrilled that you did. Good idea, if you can do it, call for reservations just to be sure. But trust me when I tell you, it's a wonderful, wonderful restaurant. And if it wasn't, I wouldn't be jumping up and down about it. How do they make a reservation?
Just give us a call. We also have Open Book, which is, you can go online, which is ritualworcester.com, and you can make your reservations right online.
And what is your phone number?
508-768-7353. That's a personal connection right to your chef, Sean McCabe.
So if you don't like the food, you know where to get him. You know where he lives. That's great. Sandy, any closing thoughts?
Well, you've got a website too, do you?
Yep, www.ritualworcester.com.
Folks can go on and look at your menu.
Yeah,
although I imagine
the
that
menu's on there. We're gonna be featured on the Phantom Gourmet. We just got a visit from them.
Really?
So yeah, we're very excited about that. Billy Costa's TV Diner was in there over the summer, which was a lot of fun. You can see little clips of that on the website,
Okay.
and a lot of pictures and stuff. One thing I promised I would say is on Monday nights, we're opening starting this Monday, and we have the strangest event going on, but somebody out there likes it. Palm reading going on with a buffet. I don't know if it's palm reading, but some kind of reading, psychic
It's a beautiful thing.
Downtown Worcester.
Hey, it's a happening place. Why not? That's great. That's great. Loved having you on. Continued good luck,
Thank you.
and especially with the baby
Sandy,
Liliana.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great
Thank
having
you.
you. Great having
Pleasure.
you. And thank you for being so kind to feed us. It was.
Pinto didn't hog it all.
The trouble is, he's going to expect this.